You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday, February 1st edition of Good Morning Vail. It feels like this winter season is absolutely flying by. I can't believe we're already into February. We've got a great show in store for you. We're going to introduce you to Shrunk 3D, and we went to their grand opening, and we can't wait to share that experience with you. Then we're going to teach you how to make a chocolate football for all of the upcoming fun and activities that you're not going to want to miss out on, because today is National Dark Chocolate Day, and there's no better way to celebrate than tailgating with a chocolate football. Then we're also going to introduce you to a wonderful local photographer who wants to work with you and your pets. So make sure that you stay tuned. It's all taking place on Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Escape the cold and embrace the après-ski vibes at the Grand Hyatt Spa, where you'll find tranquility rooted in traditional alpine wellness.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
Welcome back to the show. Now, I love getting to talk about things that get you excited to get out there, ski or ride, and help you see better on the mountain. So right now I've got the Smith 4D Mag with the ChromaPop lens technology. Now, this is a great goggle. Because of that 4D technology that's in it, it increases your field of view by 25% with that bird's eye view. So as we take a look at this goggle lens, as I rotate it down, you can see that that lens continues right here, allowing you to see better out there with that 25% increase. Now, to change this goggle lens, all you do is pull these levers down. Then you're going to pull that lens right out. It's easy to switch. You're going to line it up. Make sure that it is fully lined up, that goggle lens is all the way in there, and then you're just going to snap those little levers back into place, securing your goggle lens, making it nice and easy to change. If I can change it here on the couch, well, then you can change it out there on the chairlift. This is an incredible goggle to have your hands on because that ChromaPop technology means color pop, so it's going to help you see those colors better out there on the slope, so that way you can see better, so you can ski or ride better. Now, if you want to get your hands on this incredible goggle, make sure that you go to any one of the Eyepieces of Vail locations throughout our community, because we've got so many that you're going to want to check out, and there are some great places to get a helmet and some goggles. That way you are fully protected out there on the mountain. We want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report this morning. If you're looking for new goggles, new helmet, or any vision needs, well, then they're the perfect place for you to go. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging on to our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to go to Shrunk 3D's ribbon cutting ceremony and help them celebrate their grand opening. So let's introduce you to Shrunk 3D.
Photography meets 3D printing with Shrunk 3D, which is an event booth similar to a photo booth, but instead of a 2D image, you will be getting a 3D print of yourself, similar to what Nick has. And Nick is actually the owner and operator of the Shrunk 3D booth here in Colorado, which just happens to be the first one in our state. So Nick, thank you so much for greeting us here today and showing off Shrunk 3D. I'm so excited to learn all about it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for interviewing me and the opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a very cool concept. We have a bunch of images here on display, and today we're going to get to learn all about Shrunk 3D. You are actually holding a little figure of yourself there, which I think is very cool. But before we kind of get into some of the specifics, can you give us an overview of what Shrunk 3D is?
So Shrunk 3D is the world's first mobile 3D scanning photo booth. And we have about 100 cameras in there, and within 2 seconds we take 200 pictures, and then we use those to create a 3D image, and we send those to state-of-the-art 3D printers. Now, we're not talking about your home 3D printers, we're talking about professional-grade HP printers, and they are sintered nylon, so they're very, very robust. Now, I've worked in the 3D printing field for about 10 years in scanning and printing technologies, and I made these, and when I first started my career, they were made out of ground-up gypsum, so wallboard material, and if you drop them, they'd shatter into a million pieces, and nobody wants that. So we've now reached a point where the scanning technology has converged with the printing technology, and it's gotten to the point where you now have something usable. The resolution's good, the strength is good, and most importantly is the 3D scanning process. You no longer have to be a top certified technician. Anybody can do this, and it's really just a button click, and the system Shrunk's built has made it really, really easy and simple to filter people in and out. I used to chase people around with handheld scanners for like 3 hours, and they'd sneeze. I'd have to start over. And forget pets, man. Everybody wanted their pet scanned, and they just moved too much, so it never worked. But here, if you can keep your pet still for 2 seconds, you can immortalize them forever as a 3D print.
Have those special keepsakes that, like you said, you can include the whole family, including pets, the little ones. And it really is such a cool, unique, and new kind of technology that Nick mentions with all this 3D printing, that you get to keep these little shrunk figures of yourself to capture those moments forever. Nick, why, I know you're kind of focused on Denver and the West. Why are you choosing this region? What brought you out here and made you kind of focus on the mountains and the west of Colorado?
So Shrunk is an event-centric business, and with all the events that the ski resorts do, I figured it would be prime territory, and I'm a big skier myself, so to be able to work and live in the mountains, there's not that many opportunities for 3D printing, 3D scanning jobs up here, so I kind of created my own that fits into the ecosystem of event planning out here.
And it really does allow you for that flexibility to get out in the mountain, to travel to some of the events, like you said, at the resort or at some of the different towns, and just get out and about and share Shrunk 3D with all of our state here in Colorado. Now, let's get into some of the specific. You're holding a figure of yourself right there. Are there different sizes, can you do different movements, different poses? What's the process like when somebody goes inside the booth, and then what are kind of some of the options that they can choose from?
Yeah, so that's a great point. It's pretty freeform. As long as you can hold still for 2 seconds, you can do any pose you want, and that's a great advantage compared to the handheld scanners. So we offer sizes from 3 to 9 inches, and you can do what we call 2.5 people per scan or per print, and that would be 2 adults and a child, or 2 adults and a pet. And if you have a larger family than that, we can take a 2D photo and then print you in separate statues, but scale them accordingly. So when displayed together, it would look like you're proportionally the right heights.
And I love that we have on display here a bunch of those figures. People can do anything they want with it, get creative. We see a wine topper. We also see a wedding cake topper. So you can really kind of customize this and get creative with the poses and stuff, and really capture personalities, capture, the essence of the people. Now, you did mention before this, Nick, that you kind of ship it out to get printed and all of that. What happens once the people leave the booth? What's the process after that, and maybe a time frame of when people would be getting their shrunk figures?
Yep, so we are 3 to 4 weeks for them to receive the box with their figure in the mail, and we like to say we're as fast as custom can be. So what is involved after they leave, behind the scenes, we're going through and taking those 200 pictures, and we're giving them to a human designer who touches everything up and makes it perfect. Okay. So for example, if you got shrunk with your ski poles and you ordered a 3-inch figure, if they scaled the ski poles appropriately, they would be way too weak and they'd break. So they have to go through and kind of maximize those. So printing at a 3-inch scale, they won't break and they'll be durable. So that's a pretty involved hands-on process. And after that, they get sent to a 3D printer, an HP printer in full color, and they go through a post-processing process, chemical smoothing, okay. And then they ship right to your doorstep.
You'll get a box right to your doorstep, as Nick mentioned. And the cool thing, too, is that it captures small details such as tattoos. If you're wearing glasses, it really does capture the smallest of details. It really does such a good job, and you'll be able to see on those figures that we'll be showing on screen. If anybody is interested in contacting you all, Nick, for events, how can they do so? Are there, what types of events do you all do, and how can people reach out to you?
So you can reach out to us at denverwest@shrunk3d.com, or shrunk3d.com/denverwest will be our website address. And we do all events, kind of life milestones, graduations, sporting events, youth sporting. It's been very popular in Halloween parties, cosplay. The Denver Fan Expo should be a large one for us. We already have people on our Facebook page asking if we're going to be there, and yes, we will be there. So get your best cosplay costume out and get shrunk with it.
Awesome. And I know you also do name, image, likeness, figures for athletes and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about that before we wrap up.
Yeah, so we can launch an e-commerce store with an athlete's likeness. They sign an agreement with us, very simple, and we give them a percentage of the sales. So we issue them a monthly commission check, and they can go on and promote it to their fan base. And it's just a great way to immortalize your sporting moments.
Immortalize sporting moments, milestones, weddings, birthdays, graduations, you name it. You can get those 3D shrunken figures of yourself like Nick is holding here by visiting and booking the Shrunk 3D booth for your next event. Make sure to visit shrunk3d.com/Denver West. You'll find all the information there as well as more details to contact Nick and his team. Nick, thank you so much. It's been awesome getting to learn all about Shrunk 3D, and I appreciate your time.
Likewise, appreciate your time.
We're going to take a short break, everybody, but we'll be back with more of the show after this. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
Songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
I'm Jason Kennedy, and this is The Wager. Let's go, Wes! We've all heard about this pickleball craze. Celebrities are playing pickleball matches all the time, and they're challenging each other to these ridiculous bets. Now I'm bringing the cameras to their house with new celebrities and a new bet every week.
Hell of a rally there.
It's just real, genuine conversation.
I got invited to Usher's birthday party. What am I doing here?
And some pretty crazy antics.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva8vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night?
She put up a 40-burger. Hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know today is National Dark Chocolate Day? Well, we're getting ready for all the fun tailgates by making a chocolate football. So let's take a look. Let's step into the kitchen and see what you need to start the assembly.
Welcome back. We are in the kitchen. We've made so many delicious and savory treats this entire week for the big game on Sunday, but I'm going to show you how to make a football-themed dessert board. The centerpiece of this is an actual chocolate football, but we're going to go ahead and get started and make it like a buttercream, cream cheese type frosting consistency. So what you'll need for this is powdered sugar, cream cheese. We're going to use a whole block of cream cheese, plus about ½ cup of butter, which is equivalent to 1 stick. Now you can use the unsalted. I like a little bit of salt with my sweets, so I chose to use the sea salted butter today. And then we're crafting and we're building because you have to make a football shape. So I've got all kinds of fun little tinfoil contraptions over here that I will show you how to use as we get started. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And our base is going to start with the cream cheese. So we've got 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. As you can see, it's definitely a little bit on the tight side. And just grab a knife here. Or we can use our scissors. We're going to go ahead and cut the top of it off right here. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Got that cut off. We're going to open it up. And the beauty of using cream cheese, we can literally just dump it into our bowl. So all you'll need is a large mixing bowl. You may need two for later, but I'll show you with all of our tin foil contraptions what we're going to use there. So we've got the cream cheese out. You want it to sit out for a bit for room temperature. We probably let it sit out for about 15 minutes here. And we're just going to go ahead and start to fluff it up just a little bit. So we're just fluffing it, and you can put it on a low temperature so that it doesn't go flying all over the place. As you can see, if it was a little softer, it'd be a little bit easier, but that's okay because we really just want to get the consistency so that other ingredients can mix in with it. It's looking good to me here. It's okay that we've got a bunch in our mixers here. So then we're going to go ahead and add our butter, and our butter has been sitting out as well. This is also softened. We're going to make sure everything softens up so we can mix it together, and then we're going to put it in the fridge so that it can actually take shape and make the football that I cannot wait to show you how to do. It's going to be a fun one. All right, so we've got this butter in here, and this is a half a cup of butter, which is equivalent to 1 stick exactly. So we're going to go ahead and get that a little bit mixed in. And as you can see, because that butter is nice and soft, it's blending in really, really nicely here. There you go, and you just kind of keep it going just like that. So we've got our cream cheese and butter mix. Now it is the big game, which means calories don't count on this day. So this is definitely one that you can indulge in. We've got our cream cheese and our butter. So you're thinking, how do I make that sweet? Well, not to fear, powdered sugar is here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar in here. And when I add powdered sugar, because it does tend to create like a cloud when you start using an electric mixer with it, I like to kind of add it in increments. So we're gonna get 1 full cup to start. We'll probably do this about 4 times because I'll divide it in half and we'll pour it in and just incorporate it in nice and slowly. And you know, it really doesn't matter, like if your cup is a little bit full, that's okay, because who doesn't like more sugar? If you're a sugar fiend like I am, to me, this is delicious. So we're just gonna add a little bit in here, and we're just gonna start going just like that, right? So we've added a little bit in, making sure that it doesn't go everywhere. Probably risky that I decided to wear black today on the day that I'm working with powdered sugar, but that's okay. We'll add a little bit more in here just at a time. And we're just going to keep adding and folding and mixing just like that. Here we go. We'll go up a little bit. There we go. And it's looking great, making a mess here. But if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, are you actually cooking? That's what I always like to say. So we're just going to add a little bit more in there. As you can see it, I love the smell of powdered sugar. You smell candy and treats and memories as you are smelling the powdered sugar as it's mixed in with the cream cheese and the butter. Now we're going to add a little bit more here. Just go nice and slow. So I'm on the lowest setting on my electric mixer here, and we're just going to blend it. Try to make sure that we're keeping it in the center of the bowl. It's looking great. We're just going to keep it going. Rock and roll, looking awesome there. We'll add a little bit more in and just keep mixing and blending and mixing and blending until we've got 2 cups of sugar in our bowl here. Well, try not to make a mess, but you know what? It is what it is. Probably should have worn the apron today. So we're just going to keep on blending and mixing. It's getting thicker. You can see the consistency changing there. Looking great. All right. All right, so that's our first cup of sugar. Here we are, just partying it up in the kitchen. Watch out for all of that white flaky goodness, which happens in the snow here on the slopes and in the kitchen with all of this delicious powdered sugar here. So we got about another cup, adding that in. And then we're almost done because this is just going to be the basis of our football. And then we put it in the fridge, let it chill, and we just keep it going. Now, if I had a helper in the kitchen, like a Kevin or a Ross or Gretchen, I would be having them actually consistently pour the sugar in as I blend it. But since it's just me here, I don't want to make too much of a mess, even though I think it's probably too late for that. We're just going to add a little bit in increments at a time. So we're just going to keep it going just like that. And don't worry, it cleans up really easy. Looking good, looking good. I'm just gonna hold this in place, and we're gonna add a little bit more sugar in. Probably dangerous, this could spin out of control here, but here we go. It's called being innovative and efficient in this one-woman show that we've got going on. But as you can see it, like I'm trying to keep the powdered sugar away from the edges of the bowl and mixing it in, but it looks like a great frosting. And this is actually the basis of a buttercream frosting, which is great. If you wanted a little bit more butter flavor, we'd put more butter in it and less cream cheese. All right, all of the sugar is in there. But any sort of frosting that you're making always starts with the butter and the powdered sugar, and you just whip it to your desired texture that you want. And we got the last of it in there. Okay. Looking great, looking great. All right, now here is the fun part. I want to lick my fingers, but I'm going to wait till the end. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to separate and pull 3 tablespoons aside. So if you have a plastic bag, or what I did is I took tin foil inside of a cup, because we're going to make like a little piping contraption here. It does not have to be perfect. So we're going to put about 3 tablespoons in here, and it's nice and light and fluffy. That looks good to me. I think we'll be good. Add a little bit more for good's sake. There we go. Just adding it in, and then we're going to set it aside because we're going to use that later. And I'll show you what we're going to use with it later. So now here's the best part. Chocolate. A football is made out of brown leather, so we are going to make this chocolate and delicious. So what I did was I took Oreo cookies, or a chocolate sandwich cookie, and I crushed it up in my blender. So there are about 20 cookies in this here, and then we're just going to incorporate that into our mix. So it looks like a delicious milkshake, Oreo cookie shake here, but it's not. It is an Oreo cookie frosting, but it's going to turn into a football dip pretty quickly here. So we've got that going. It's looking great. I'm going to add in the rest of it, just like that. Try not to make a big giant mess, but here we are in the kitchen making a mess. All right, stirring it all up, looking great. Keeping it going, adding a little bit more in here to finish it out. Okay, that looks like Oreo cookie goodness, but the trick to make it chocolatey, we're adding some additional chocolate syrup into it. So you can measure this out if you want to, and in theory, you could do about 2 tablespoons, but that's what 1 tablespoon looks like in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some more, because why not? All the chocolate that you want there. So that's just Hershey's chocolate syrup there. You can use any kind that you want to, sugar-free if you want to, but if you wanted to make it less sugary, but what's the point, right? So we're just going to go ahead and continue to stir it. Just blend it all together, and guess what? We are almost done with our actual, I guess you could call it the base of our football, with what is going to make the shape. Man, that looks good. I can smell the chocolate, the powdered sugar, and then, of course, Oreo cookies. Who doesn't love a good creamy Oreo cookie? All right. And I didn't do anything special with the Oreos in the blender. Actually, I just put them right in. It's got all the frosting in it that you would need, so it adds an extra layer of sweetness. Now, here is the fun part. We've got a container. You can take a bowl if you want to, or this container, and we're going to grab plastic wrap. And you're going to put that plastic wrap on the inside of this container. Now, I like to do one this way and then one this way, just to make sure that we're covering all surfaces. And I've got to pull this out here. Always fun working with plastic wrap here, right? You pull it out. Not the best for the environment, but when you're in the kitchen, sometimes it is necessary. So we made a little nest with our plastic wrap. And then I'm going to move this here. We're going to grab a spoon out of our handy dandy silverware drawer. And then you're just going to scoop this in here. So you're going to scoop it, and you want to make sure that it's like, I chose this tin foil because it actually is a little bit of a football shape, but we're going to be shaping this anyways. So if you have a bowl at home is just as fine. You can just make sure that it's in a nice round bowl, but I like to get something as close to a football shape as I can, and then we're going to shape it when we let it set in the fridge which you want to let set for about an hour. So we'll make sure that we definitely have a part 2 because, man, this dessert board and the finished product is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to show you what it's going to look like. So stay tuned. We will show you part 2 very shortly, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne & Associates. And today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these 2 amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
We would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
Good morning, Vail.
Now that football has come together, we've got some great items that you can dip to enjoy all of that chocolate. So let's see what's recommended.
Welcome back. It is part 2 of the football dessert board. And who doesn't love a good board? I know we've had butter boards all year long, charcuterie boards, and now dessert boards. They are all the rage, especially when they're football themed. I'm going to show you what we've done so far and how to make this look presentable and fun for your friends to eat. Now, if you recall, we made our delicious cream cheese, butter, powdered sugar, Oreos, and chocolate syrup mix. So it's brown like a football, and we froze it, or we chilled it for about an hour in the fridge. I put it in this tinfoil container to kind of begin the beginning shaping of a football. Now we used the plastic wrap, and that kind of helps us with the shaping here. And it's okay if you've got little different ridges in it, because we're going to actually cover it to make it even more football obvious with chocolate chips. So we've got a platter here. You want to make sure that your platter is ready to go, because you're going to put all kinds of things on top of it. We've got it shaped a bit like a football, so we're going to put it in the center there. And then you're just going to pull the plastic wrap off. Now you want to do this kind of quickly because you don't want it to melt quite yet while you're shaping it. So my hands are about to get really messy here, but that's okay. So it kind of looks like a football. We're just going to shape it around. You just pat it, make it look nice like a football shape, just like that. All right, we're shaping it, shaping it, shaping it. Does it look even enough for me? I'm happy with it. We're going to go with that, and I'm going to take my fingers and wipe the chocolate off. But you know what? We're about to get even more messy, because I've got about a cup of semi-sweet mini chocolate chips here. We're just going to go ahead and dump it on top. And then you're just going to press it into the mixture, the delicious creamy mixture that we've got going on here. So I'm just going to keep sprinkling and sprinkling and sprinkling. All right. Getting it in there, we're pushing it in. Make sure you get the front of it because that's important. And you can just kind of like dump it through this cup and press it into your chocolate mixture, your chocolate, cheesy, sugary, buttery, all of the things that we love that make things indulgent. All the flavors are in this dip itself. And the best part is it's no bake. So if you are not sure how to bake a dessert, this is the dessert you should make for your friends and your family. We're just going to keep on pouring those chocolate chips all around the side of it. My hands are looking covered in sweets. I might have to lick them later when we're done. So we're just covering it with these chocolate chips here. And the best part about while you're adding the chocolate chips, it makes it easier to shape it because it's not as sticky to your fingers. So I'm just going to keep on going. We're getting done with it there all the way around. And you just kind of keep pouring those chocolate chips on it. Looking great. Looking like a football. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell it. I'm getting excited. I think this is going to be the hit of the party. Just saying. You know, it puts a little bit of time into it, but it's actually quite easy. If you're not good at baking, this is the way to go. A block of cream cheese, a stick of butter, 2 cups of powdered sugar, blend it all together. Take about 20 Oreos or chocolate sandwich cookies. Blend those up. You can crush it with a rolling pin if you don't have a blender that you trust. But we're just kind of keep putting all of that in here. All right, it's looking good. You know, sometimes if you can't get all the way to the sides, that's okay too. We've got a little bit of chocolate chips left, so no chocolate chip left behind is how I look at it. All right, we're doing that. All right, squeezing it, just pushing it all the way in there, shaping it like a football. Looking good. Now I'm gonna do a quick hand rinse because next we've got to decorate. So here we go. Rinsing those hands off. Perfect. Stepping away. All right, we're going to dry my hands because next we're going to do the fun part, and that is piping the laces on. Now, a typical football has about eight laces across, 1 down the center, so the seam, and that's just to help with spiraling. You kind of know where to grip the football. It's okay if you can't get that many out of here. But what we did earlier, before we added in the chocolate syrup and the crushed Oreos, we actually took about 3 tablespoons of our mixture ahead of time. And if you have a plastic bag, that works best, but if you don't, that's okay. You're just going to take, what we did is we put a tin foil into a cup, and then we piped we scooped 3 tablespoons of the mixture into the cup. And that keeps it white because you remember we started with butter. There we go, looking great. We started with the butter, the cream cheese, and the powdered sugar mixture. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently apply pressure, and we're just going to keep it going. We're just going to make it look like a football. Like just dolloping it on just like that, and you can just kind of spread it apart. And it's okay. We'll probably do about, I'd say for this football, we're just going to do about 3 laces. So we're going to just squeeze one across the middle, and the last one there. You have to be careful. Those chocolate chips are tricky. They'll come and get stuck for you. All right, we're just going to use our fingers there. And you know what? If we don't like how it looks, that's okay, because lo and behold, we've got a knife. And you can just shapen that up just like that, make it look nice and pretty. Now you want this mixture to be a little bit more room temperature so that you can shape it a little better. There we go. Looking like a football. It's okay if it's not perfect, because let's be honest, the second this hits the table, this is going to be gone anyways. All right, you're just going to shape that up. We've got 3 laces across the top here. Looking beautiful, looks great. And now the fun part, adding the desserts to the board. And you don't even have to worry about trying to clean up these chocolate chips if you wanted to, which I'm doing, scooping them into the middle here. All right, we've got 2 different kinds. I've got the chocolate kind, and I've got the vanilla or the honey kind. And these are going to represent both teams playing each other. So we're just going to decorate the outside of our board. Plus, it really doesn't matter what you want to decorate this with. You can do candy. You can do 2 different colors of candy. But I would say if you're playing with a football, just get 2 different kinds of the candy or the cookies or whatever so that you can represent different teams on the board here. All right. So we're just going to sprinkle some of these chocolate graham cracker cookies here. You can do vanilla wafers, regular graham crackers, cinnamon sugar flavored graham crackers. And just kind of sprinkle these all along the board here. All right. We're going to do lots and lots of chocolate teddy bears on this side. And then I'm moving on to the honey. We've got gummy bears, we've got pretzels, because sometimes people like a combination of salty and sweet. It's really whatever you want to put on this board. It's going to be delicious. I cannot wait to dig into it. I know on the in-between, while I was doing my cleanup, I was licking the bowl. It was so good. I cannot wait for you to try this and to make it at home. It's quite easy. All right. We're putting in these honey flavored. So we've got 2 different colors here. Now it looks good, right? We love a honey graham cracker or the Teddy Grahams, and we love a chocolate Teddy Graham as well. But looking at the board, it's not fun and vibrant. So I typically would advise, as you can see, I might like the honey grahams a little bit better than the chocolate ones. So I would add, we're gonna go ahead and add some of these pretzels in too, just to put a little bit of fun here. And I'm gonna just bookend my pretzels on either side of these teddy bears here, just like that. All right, looking good. This can represent, I don't know, face masks, goalposts, the net that catches the ball after they kick it through for the extra point. Whatever you want. I think it's just fun to be creative, and this is the best part. Now, who doesn't love a giant bag of gummy bears? Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to be refilling this plate. That chocolate is going to be there. All right. And the best part, all of the different colors, because it represents all of the fans that are sitting in the stands. All shapes and sizes, races, football fans. You know, it is what it is. Not everybody is going to be a 49ers, and as I'm dropping gummy bears all over the place, not everyone's going to be a 49ers fan or a Chiefs fan, but everybody is a football fan if you're going to the game. You like fun, excitement. Look at that. It's just looking quite delicious. Sweet, savory, mostly sweet and a little bit savory. So we're going to sprinkle all of these on here, and you can just do whatever you want to, you know, go to town. You can go to a specific candy store and go with colors if you want to, or just go to the grocery store and get whatever options that they have available there. You can put different kinds, but I'm going with the teddy bear theme because I just think it's fun. It represents all of the fans in the stands and on the field. So happy Football Sunday. Enjoy this delicious dessert tray. You can make it in all kinds of shapes. You could do a teddy bear for Valentine's Day, whatever you want. But either way, I can't wait to dive in. I think I'm going.
Good morning, Vail.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season at Farmview.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, 2 very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Olga Barron Photography is holding a photography contest for your pets. So if you've got a photogenic pet at home, well then you're not going to want to miss this interview.
Your host Liz, and I have somebody super special with me right now. It's Olga Barron. We had you here last year because you pulled off something incredible, and today's the launch of the second annual, and this is going to be super great. It's the Pooch Playoffs, everybody, and look at this. That's her beautiful dog, Charlie. Rest in peace, Charlie. But this is all in honor of Charlie, and what we're going to do is get your pooches famous. This is a really, really wonderful experience to get some amazing photographic studio portraits of your pooch or your cat, as long as your cat acts like a dog, apparently. Yeah. But tell us what this is all about. I know you did this last year and you raised like $1,600. $1,600, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it sure is, and it all goes to the Humane Society and other wonderful things that you guys take care of here in the community. Yeah. So I want to turn it over to you. Last year, it was a lot of fun, and you had all the slots filled for all of the photos, and it's a little bit of a contest.
Oh, for sure.
All right, tell us all about it, because we're launching right here, right now.
So it is a fundraiser for the Eagle Valley Humane Society. And we did raise $1,600 last year for them. And the way it works, it's a bracket-style competition during March Madness in March. So, that's why it's Charlie's Pooch Playoffs, because it's memorial to Charlie. I get to bring him to life once a year, and, he's immortalized that way. But what it is the 16 dogs or cats who attest to being dogs, they do have to sign a document.
And they have to go...
Yeah, totally. They get photographed in studio on a background, and then the photos get to go on the web, and people get to look at them. But during March Madness, it becomes a bracket style competition where everybody votes. So if your dog or cat is in the competition, you have to get everybody to vote. And it's a bracket, so 16 goes down to 8 to 4, just like in
sports,
like men's basketball, NCAA basketball. It kind of is timed at the same time. Mm-hmm. And when we get to the championship with March Madness, that's when the final competition goes. And the dog that wins gets a bunch of prizes and the claim to fame of being the ultimate cutie of Eagle Valley.
And they get a gold bone, right?
They get some prizes, and every single animal that participates, also their human gets a dog tag keychain with a portrait in it. And you get to pick which one,
That's so
we get a bunch.
cute.
Absolutely. So you get a keepsake forever, and the knowledge that you helped all those animals that the Eagle Valley Humane Society supports,
Yeah, and I mean, they do an amazing job between the animal services that we have here and the Humane Society combined. We have the luckiest homeless animals here, because we always find homes for all of the dogs and cats and birds and everything else. I mean, we have all kinds of creatures out here that are constantly looking for homes, and Shar over at the Humane Society does just an absolutely incredible
amazing job.
So tell us how the process works. If somebody wants to sign up their dog, what's the first step?
Well, they could do it one of two ways. They can call me. The phone number is on here. It's 970-445-0750.
Okay.
Or they could go to my website. It's right off the homepage. There's you can click on there, and you can there's a QR code. These posters will start showing up around the county.
Oh,
but,
nice.
You can fill out a form, but in general, you do have to talk to me, and we have a phone call and then an in-person consultation. I get to meet your pooch or pretend pooch cat.
Oh, I love that.
And the appointments, they will be all in studio in the Riverwalk, where my studio is in above the old Wells Fargo.
Oh.
It's not there, but it's in
right.
that building. Yep. And so we have a slot set up for you. They won't be back to back with other dogs, so don't worry about that. If your dog
in case
is
there's
shy,
any kind of... Right.
Yeah. If you have more than one dog, it's still $125 entry fee. And we can combine some just for you if this is something you want to have for yourself. But each dog has to have its own, his or her own entry fee, because the idea is to support the Humane Society.
Absolutely. And $125 goes a long way for the Humane Society. It gets them food, it gets them bedding, it gets them treats and toys and snacks and everything else that they need.
And cat litter.
And litter, yeah, that's my favorite thing about cats.
I hear they need cat litter.
Oh my God, cat litter. So let me ask you a question. when people pay the money and they enter their dog in the contest and they go to your studio and they have the photos done, and that enters the dog into the contest, do they get to have, besides the keychain, do they get to take any photos home with
They're
them?
welcome. I don't have them here with me, but I make all kinds of cool artistic products for them to have so they can purchase. You can see it.
Look at that cutie.
But it's, there's all kinds of cool things they can have for their home. A little bit of wall art, a little bit of table art.
Nice.
And it's a la carte for purchase. And I obviously create it in the same way I would family portraits and anything like that. Because, to me, your pooch or your cat or even your gerbil occasionally is still a member of your family.
Absolutely.
And my Charlie was my baby. And
I've never stepped on a member of my family, so we did have hamsters and we were really careful.
I've stepped on a tail of a member of my family before.
I've been beaten in the face with a tail.
They let you know really, really fast if you do something like that, But yeah, no, I mean, they're with us for a short period of time relative to our own, but we can have something of them as on our walls to remind us of the love that they shared, they gave of themselves, because, it's complete unconditional love.
I love that.
What's better than that, right?
Nothing that I can think of. I wake up every day and I have my husband who I love dearly, but something about when I look at my dog, it's like, you just melt and you just love them and they're unconditional and they just can't wait to see you when you get home. And
they have amazing emotional intelligence.
Yes,
they read you like a book.
Yeah, they're also very manipulative. So if
So
you do,
cats.
yeah, cats are worse. But if you do want to get your pet involved in Olga Barron's photography contest, it's Charlie's Pooch Playoffs, everybody. Not only do you get to support the Humane Society locally and take care of a lot of the local pets that need homes, you get bragging rights, and your dog gets to become kind of a little bit infamous over there because they get to be part of the big contest, and then they get to move up in the brackets like March Madness, but it's a Pooch Madness, and it's really, really cool, and maybe your dog will win and be the grand prize king or queen to take home the big prize, and you get, like she said, lots of special gifts from. Where do you get the gifts from? The different local pet stores?
The swag I will get from a variety of local businesses. Some of the swag is not just for dogs, it's for the owners as well. And it's any pet-friendly business is welcome to sponsor by providing prizes and also helping me promote. And that is starting today. So
oh my gosh!
Yeah, I mean,
and we have
everyone,
several.
The whole community can participate. I mean, in the end, that's kind of the point. A community initiative to help the Eagle Valley Humane Society.
I love that. And if you do participate as a business or anything like that, your name will be put on to all of the the press and everything else that you guys put out there.
Absolutely.
You will get extra press.
Absolutely. We will scream your name out to everybody and shout it out, and everybody will know you're a pet-friendly business that supports their community.
It's amazing, and we are such a dog and cat and just basically animal-loving community here.
Absolutely.
We all love our pets. We all love other people's pets. We like the wildlife out here. We take care of our own, and this is a really fun, exciting, fun thing to do with you and your animals. Just get them all excited. Do they dress up or do they just stay naked?
We can go both ways. And in fact, we could take different pictures. And last year, dogs and cats, especially the cats, went both ways. They've done the costumes or not. And, actually, in the end, like if your dog dresses up in costumes and you want to use some of those images for, let's say, holiday cards next year or something like that, or so cute little cards if you want to send to people, I can create those for you. So there's all kinds of cool ideas, and I would discuss that with the particular person, to see their needs when they come to me for this.
Okay.
But all the portraits that go in the competition, they're going to be solid background, front face, so people get to vote. They'll be anonymous. When people are voting, I mean, unless they, if they don't know the animal, they don't know the owner, right? So we're trying to keep it as honest as possible, as fair as possible. Yeah.
Well, I love that. All right, let me hold this up for everybody. It's Charlie's Pooch Playoffs, and it's all beginning today. We are throwing out the whole big scene today here on Good Morning Vail on TV8. This is Olga Barron from Olga Barron's Photography. You guys, get your dog or your cat or your snake, anybody that wants to get a photo of their pet and maybe win a big prize through the brackets, join in. So it's Olga Barron Photography, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Thank you, Liz.
And lots of love and the best of luck to you and your pets for Olga Barron's Pooch Playoffs. Thank you for being here with us. It's Olga Barron, everybody. We'll be right back with more TV8 after this.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces.
Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here each and every morning to bring you all of this wonderful information. I cannot believe we are already into February. It feels like this month has flown by. Make sure that you get out there, you have a great day, and you tune into Good Morning Vail each and every morning. That way you can know what's taking place here in our community.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great